Frostpunk. Is it worth a buy? Is it? Let's read the words of the developer, and then I'll tell you what I think. Frostpunk is the first society survival game. As the ruler of the last city on Earth, it is your duty to manage both its citizens and its infrastructure. What decisions will you make to ensure your society's survival? What will you do when pushed to breaking point? Who will you become in the process? Yes, guys, it's another city building management kind of game, but this one, guys, this one is really, really different. It's really different. I haven't really played anything quite like this. At first I thought it was going to be like a bit of Banished, a bit of Settlers and a bit of that. And it is a little bit like them games. But the thing that I like about this game is the whole setting of it, the whole way the story is told. The actual cutscenes, there's not many of them, but they are just enchanting to watch. The voice is great, the music is awesome, the whole setting is just like, it just kind of makes you stop. You know, when you, like me, you play a lot of games, you kind of can get distracted as the intro's coming in, but this one had my full undivided attention. I was just like glued to my screen. It was like, oh wow, this is.
It was hope that pushed us forward. Slowly, step by step, we knew the cost of our journey, and we paid the price 100 times.
You are the last city on Earth, and all you have is an old wonky generator to keep you warm. You have to supply it with coal. You have to build mines to get the coal. You've got to chop down trees to build the mines. You've got to get people houses so that they can go to work to chop down the trees to get the mine to power the generator. You get there? You have to make hunting cabins to go out and get food to feed the workers who were in the house that are chopping the trees to build. You know how it is with these games. Everything is intertwined with each other. But you are not fighting zombies, you are not fighting other tribes, you are not fighting wild animals, you are fighting the cold. You are fighting against that, guys. Now, I'll tell you a little bit about what you get with this game. It's a single player game and you get 3 different scenarios. You can only play the second scenario after you've completed the first scenario. The first thing you'll notice as you're seeing this game unfold is that you build symmetrical around your generator. The heat comes from the generator, so you really want to build your houses as close to that as you can in a circle around the generator. Then work your way out. You have to connect everything with roads as well that you make out of wood. So you're going to need a shitload of wood. Around your actual crater that you're building your city in, there are some piles of coal on the surface, some wood, some metal, and you can just send people out to get that. And when you do, you see them digging through the snowdrifts. It's so awesome watching them all go out, and they just gather the stuff and bring it back, and then you can build better buildings. And one of the first ones you want is the tech lab, so you can actually start researching better buildings. Now once you've built that, you have to put engineers in it. Now this brings us on to the type of people that you have. You have workers, engineers and children. Now, only the workers and the engineers can work, and you have working hours. So, you know, once it starts to get towards 6 o'clock, they all say, right, that, coming in, I want to sit on my arse, you know, have a bit of fun, and then I'm going to go to bed. Then in the morning, when I get up, I'll have a bit of breakfast, then I'll be off, and I'll go back out to work. Now, each building that you build, you have to assign workers to. And you decide how many workers to assign to that building. Obviously, the more workers you assign, the higher the productivity of that building. You can only assign a certain number of workers to each building. You can't just keep adding an infinite number, obviously. You know, that would be just crazy. But you need to start building your infrastructure with hunters, cooks, mines, steel mills, sawmills, all of that kind of stuff to bring in all of your resources. Resources are key to this game because, guys, because there is a storm coming. A nasty storm. At the end of There Are Billions on the first level, you have a huge wave of zombies. At the end of this, you have a massive storm coming that you have to survive. It's minus 20 at the beginning of the game. It gets to minus 150. Your whole city will freeze. The soil freezes. Everything becomes inoperable. You can't even work. You've got to kind of stay in your houses and hope that you've got enough resources to survive, and that's the object of the game. Now, the second scenario that you'll play, the Ark, I don't want to spoil it, but the Ark one is different. It is a different type of scenario. But let's talk about the first one, because that's the one I've played the most of. You're not kind of restricted just to your creator here when you're building, because you can explore the outside world. In fact, it's essential that you build teams and explore the outside world, and you can find resources out there. And one of the resources that you find there is absolutely essential, because you cannot build it in your creator and you need it for advanced structures, and that is called the steam core. I think it's a steam core that you need. Now, you need these to build automation. Now, automation, as you know what automation means, it means it's automatically done for you. These big robots that look like spiders, they are automated robots that can take over the job of any building, freeing up all the workers, because you will run out of workers early and mid-game. I found that I had too many of them end-game, but certainly early and mid-game I was really short of specialised workers. So the whole game kind of revolves around balancing everything that you do, balancing how many of each building that you have, trying to keep the resources coming in. There's many different ways you can get coal, and coal is what you need to power your generator. As the temperature starts to drop, you can turn the heat up in your generator, which consumes more raw materials, more coal in other words. So you have to make sure you've got more coming in than you're burning. As the temperature drops again, you can crank it up again. You can crank the generator up 4 levels. And also through research, you can research the area that it will heat up as well, so you can expand the area that it heats up. When you first start, it just heats up the area slightly around where the generator is, but that can spread. There's also heaters that you can build and put in every building. There's also street heaters that you can put, that you can research as well. So you have plenty of means to keep people warm until the big storm comes, and then they're just not really that adequate, and it's a real struggle. You can overclock the generator, but the generator will then start overheating and getting really bad, and if that happens and it explodes, it's game over, man. So you have to be really careful. Also, your people rebel. I had the whole people of London, the people who came from London, they were right bastards, the southern shandy drinking sausage jockeys. They tried to bring down my whole thing, because I'm the boss here, and they were trying to get people to come in and just say, hey, don't listen to Mac, he's a prick, you know, come with us, we're going to go back to London, we think what he's doing it all wrong. Yes, I'd run out of coal, and it was bad, and there was people joining their cause, and it was pretty terrible time. I actually thought I was going to lose the game, but you know, I built churches, and I decided to put myself up as a kind of David Koresh character, to say, no, listen to me, I will deliver you from the evil. And then it just went to me head, and I just started to build temples in my name, and then I eventually made myself a whole religion, and just said, worship me and I will deliver thee from the storm. And I was building execution places to execute people. I had my own priest. It was a bit like Game of Thrones ringing the bell. That was me, you know. I was the crows, the sparrows, not the crows, Mac, you prick. The crows, not the sparrows. They were sparrows. That was me by the end of it. That was me. And you know what? When you survive the storm, one of the great things is it shows you your entire game really sped up with a little bit of a narrative in title form of how you actually did it, what things you did. I mean, you know, I brought in child labour, which, well, I'm not having the lazy little bastard sitting there doing nothing while everybody else is working. So I brought all these things in, and it shows you your whole story from beginning to end. And it's a really nice touch, and it's a very enjoyable game. The whole game will probably take you between, I don't know, 12 and 15 hours. I spent a lot of the time on medium speed, and I did the first scenario, and I spent about 5.5 hours, I think, maybe 6 hours, just taking me time, you know. There's plenty of content here, and the price is really good, I think. Also as well, like Battletech, this is also on Green Man Gaming, and it is still available in the April sale that they've got on. If you put in that code on Green Man Gaming, GMG22, click the link in the description of this video and you'll get sent straight there, and you can grab it from there. It is definitely worth a buy. It is a terrific game, one that will easily repay itself in value and quality time when you're playing it. It's a great single player game. We need good single player games. There's plenty of multiplayer games out there. We need good single player games for when we're not wanting to interact with anybody else. We just want some time by ourselves to just play a good game. This is one of them games that you'll easily get absorbed in. Also has some replayability as well, and there's more scenarios coming. So you can't get better than that, guys, can you?